2013, AMD had a 35.5% market share while Nvidia had 64.5%, 38, according to John Peddy Research. In economics, this industry structure is termed a duopoly. AMD and Nvidia also build and sell graphics cards, which are termed graphics add-in boards, AIBs, in the industry. See comparison of Nvidia graphics processing units and comparison of AMD graphics processing units. In addition to marketing their own graphics cards, AMD and Nvidia sell their GPUs to authorized AIB suppliers, which AMD and Nvidia refer to as partners. 7. The fact that Nvidia and AMD compete directly with their customer /partners complicates relationships in the industry. AMD and Intel being direct competitors in the CPU industry is also noteworthy, since AMD-based graphics cards may be used in computers with Intel CPUs. Intel's integrated graphics may weaken AMD, in which the latter derives a significant portion of its revenue from its APUs. As of the second quarter of 2013, there were 52 AIB suppliers. 7. These AIB suppliers may market graphics cards under their own brands, produce graphics cards for private label brands, or produce graphics cards for computer manufacturers. Some AIB suppliers such as MSI build both AMD-based and Nvidia-based graphics cards. Others, such as EVGA, build only Nvidia-based graphics cards, while XFX now builds only AMD-based graphics cards. Several AIB suppliers are also motherboard suppliers. Most of the largest AIB suppliers are based in Taiwan and they include ASUS, MSI, Gigabyte, and Palette. Hong Kong-based AIB manufacturers include Sapphire and Zotac. Sapphire and Zotac also sell graphics cards exclusively for AMD and Nvidia GPUs respectively. 39. The United States is also home to EVGA and XFX, which sell graphics cards exclusively for Nvidia and AMD respectively. Market. Graphics card shipments peaked at a total of 114 million in 1999. By contrast, they totaled 14.5 million units in the third quarter of 2013, a 17% fall from Q3 2012 levels. 38. Shipments reached an annual total of 44 million in 2015. The sales of graphics cards have trended downward due to improvements in integrated graphics technologies. High-end, CPU-integrated graphics can provide competitive performance with low-end graphics cards. At the same time, graphics card sales have grown within the high-end segment, as manufacturers have shifted their focus to prioritize the gaming and enthusiast market. 39, 40. Beyond the gaming and multimedia segments, graphics cards have been increasingly used for general-purpose computing, such as big data processing. 41. The growth of cryptocurrency has placed a severely high demand on high-end graphics cards, especially in large quantities, due to their advantages in the process of cryptocurrency mining. In January 2018, mid to high-end graphics cards experienced a major surge in price, with many retailers having stock shortages due to the significant demand among this market. 40, 42, 43. Graphics card companies released mining-specific cards designed to run 24 hours a day 7 days a week, and without video output ports. 4. The graphics card industry took a setback due to the 2020-21 chip shortage. 44, 45. Parts. A Radeon HD 7970 with the main heatsink removed, showing the major components of the card. The large, tilted silver object is the GPU die, which is surrounded by RAM chips. which are covered in extruded aluminum heatsinks. Power delivery circuitry is mounted next to the RAM, near the right side of the card. A modern graphics card consists of a printed circuit board on which the components are mounted. These include graphics processing unit. A graphics processing unit, GPU, also occasionally called visual processing unit, VPU, is a specialized electronic circuit designed to rapidly manipulate and alter memory to accelerate the building of images in a frame buffer intended for output to a display. Because of the large degree of programmable computational complexity for such a task, a modern graphics card is also a computer unto itself. A half-height graphics card heatsink. A heatsink is mounted on most modern graphics cards. A heatsink spreads out the heat produced by the graphics processing unit evenly throughout the heatsink and unit itself. The heatsink commonly has a fan mounted to cool the heatsink and the graphics processing unit. Not all cards have heatsinks. For example, some cards are liquid-cooled and instead have a water block. Additionally, cards from the 1980s and early 1990s did not produce much heat and did not require heat sinks. Most modern graphics cards need proper thermal solutions. They can be water-cooled or through heat sinks with additional connected heat pipes, usually made of copper, for the best thermal transfer. Video BIOS. The video BIOS or firmware contains a minimal program for the initial setup and control of the graphics card. It may contain information on the memory and memory timing, operating speeds and voltages of the graphics processor, and other details which can sometimes be changed. Modern video BIOSes do not support full functionalities of graphics cards. They are only sufficient to identify and initialize the card to display one of a few frame buffer or text display modes. It does not support YUV to RGB translation, video scaling, pixel copying, compositing, or any of the multitude of the 2D and 3D features of the graphics card, which must be accessed by software drivers. Video memory. Type memory, clock rate, megahertz, bandwidth, GB/s, DDR200 4001.63.2, DDR2400 10663.28.533, DDR3800 21336.417.066, DDR41600 486,612.825.6, GDDR430004000160256, GDDR510002000288336.5, GDDR5X10001750160673, GDDR613651770336672, HBM251005121,024. The memory capacity of most modern graphics cards ranges from 2 to 24 GB. 46, but with up to 32 GB as of the last 2010s, the applications for graphics use are becoming more powerful and widespread. Since video memory needs to be accessed by the GPU and the display circuitry, it often uses special high-speed or multi-port memory, such as VRAM, RAM, SGRAM, etc. Around 2003, the video memory was typically based on DDR technology. During and after that year, manufacturers moved towards DDR2, GDDR3, GDDR4, GDDR5, GDDR5X and GDDR6. The effective memory clock rate in modern cards is generally between 2 and 15 GHz. Video memory may be used for storing other data as well as the screen image, such as the Z buffer, which manages the depth coordinates in 3D graphics, textures, vertex buffers, and compiled shader programs. RAMDAC. The RAMDAC, or Random Access Memory Digital to Analog Converter, converts digital signals to analog signals for use by a computer display that uses analog inputs such as cathode ray tube, CRT, displays. The RAMDAC is a kind of RAM chip that regulates the functioning of the graphics card. Depending on the number of bits used and the RAMDAC data transfer rate, the converter will be able to support different computer display refresh rates. With CRT displays, it is best to work over 75 Hz and never under 60 Hz, to minimize flicker. 47. With LCD displays, flicker is not a problem. Due to the growing popularity of digital computer displays and the integration of the RAMDAC onto the GPU die, it has mostly disappeared as a discrete component. All current LCD/plasma monitors and TVs and projectors with only digital connections work in the digital domain and do not require a RAMDAC for those connections. There are displays that feature analog inputs, VGA, component, SCART, etc., only. These require a RAMDAC, but
yes, sir. I'm close to fall asleep.
They reconvert the analog signal back to digital before they can display it, with the unavoidable loss of quality stemming from this digital to analog to digital conversion. With VGA standard being phased out in favor of digital, RAMDACs are beginning to disappear from graphics cards. A Radeon HD 5850 with a DisplayPort, HDMI and 2 DVI ports output interfaces. Video in, video out, Vivo, 4S video, TV out, digital visual interface, DVI, for high-definition television, HDTV, and DA15 for video graphics array, VGA. The most common connection systems between the graphics card and the computer display are video graphics array, VGA, DA15. Video graphics array, DA15, also known as D-sub. VGA is an analog-based standard adopted in the late 1980s designed for CRT displays, also called VGA connector. Some problems of this standard are electrical noise, image distortion and sampling error in evaluating pixels. Today, the VGA analog interface is used for high-definition video including 1080p and higher. While the VGA transmission bandwidth is high enough to support even higher resolution playback, the picture quality can degrade depending on cable quality and length. The extent of quality difference depends on the individual's eyesight and the display, when using a DVI or HDMI connection, especially on larger sized LCD/LED monitors or TVs. Quality degradation, if present, is prominently visible. Blu-ray playback at 1080p is possible via the VGA analog interface, if image-constrained token, ICT, is not enabled on the Blu-ray disc. Digital Visual Interface, DVI. Digital Visual Interface, DVI. Digital Visual Interface is a digital-based standard designed for displays such as flat panel displays, LCDs, plasma screens, wide high-definition television displays, and video projectors. In some rare cases, high-end CRT monitors also use DVI. It avoids image distortion and electrical noise, corresponding each pixel from the computer to a display pixel, using its native resolution. It is worth noting that most manufacturers include a VI connector, allowing via simple adapter, standard RGB signal output to an old CRT or LCD monitor with VGA input. Video in, video out, Vivo, 4S video, composite video and component video. Vivo connector. These connectors are included to allow connection with televisions, DVD players, video recorders and video game consoles. They often come in two 10-pin minute-in connector variations, and the Vivo splitter cable generally comes with either 4 connectors, S-video in and out plus composite video in and out, or 6 connectors, S-video in and out plus component PB out plus component PR out and component UT, also composite out, plus composite in. High definition multimedia interface, HDMI. High Definition Multimedia Interface HDMI is a compact audio/video interface for transferring uncompressed video data and compressed/uncompressed digital audio data from an HDMI compliant device, the source device, to a compatible digital audio device, computer monitor, video projector, or digital television. 48. HDMI is a digital replacement for existing analog video standards. HDMI supports copy protection through HDCP. DisplayPort. DisplayPort is a digital display interface developed by the Video Electronics Standards Association, VESA. The interface is primarily used to connect a video source to a display device such as a computer monitor, though it can also be used to transmit audio USB, and other forms of data. 49. The VESA specification is royalty-free. VESA designed it to replace VGA, DVI, and LVDS. Backward compatibility to VGA and DVI by using adapter dongles enables consumers to use DisplayPort-fitted video sources without replacing existing display devices. Although DisplayPort has a greater throughput of the same functionality as HDMI, it is expected to complement the interface, not replace it. 50. 51. USB-C. Other types of connection systems. Composite video for display on analog systems with SD resolutions, PAL or NTSC. 52. The RCA connector output can be used. The single-pin connector carries all resolution, brightness and color information, making it the lowest quality dedicated video connection. 53. Depending on the card, the second color system might be supported, along with non-standard modes like PAL 60 or NTSC 50. Composite video cable. JPG. Component video. It uses 3 cables, each with RCA connector, YCBCR for digital component, or YPBPR for analog component. It is used in older projectors, video game consoles, and DVD players. 54. It can carry SDTV 480i/576i and EDTV 480p/576p resolutions, and HDTV solutions 720p and 1080i, but not 1080p due to industry concerns about copy protection. Its graphics quality is equivalent to HDMI for the resolutions it carries. 55. But for best performance for Blu-ray, other 1080p sources like PPV, or 4K Ultra HD, a digital display connector is required. Component video jack. JPG. DB13W3, an analog standard once used by Sun Microsystems, SGI and IBM. DB13W3 PNUC.SVG. DMS59, a connector that provides a DVI or VGA output on a single connector. DMS59.jpg. D9, the historical connector used by EGA and CGA graphic cards is AFMAL 9-pin D subminiature. D9. The signal standard and PINUT are backward compatible with CGA, allowing EGA monitors to be used on CGA cards and vice versa. Numbered D9 female diagram.svg. Motherboard interfaces. Chronologically, connection systems between graphics card and motherboard were mainly S100 bus, designed in 1974 as a part of the Altair 8800